من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. We begin by praising Allah. We praise Him, we seek His help, and we ask for His forgiveness. And we take refuge with Allah from the evil of ourselves and from the evil consequence of our evil actions. Whomsoever Allah guides, no one can misguide, but whomsoever Allah leaves to go astray, no one can guide. And I testify that Allah alone is worthy of worship, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, is His servant and His messenger. I don't know what was more amazing, listening to Muslim Bilal or watching the brother signing. MashaAllah. Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you a story. I want to begin by telling you a story. This story is about a man who, during the first Iraq war, every single night, he used to stand in front of the White House holding a candle. And he would come after work, he would stand there for 3 or 4 hours, well into the night, with this candle. And one night was a very cold night, and it was raining and it was cold, and this man came here standing under an umbrella, holding his candle as he had done every single night. And there was a security guard. And this security guard at the gate of the White House saw him, and he'd been noticing him week after week. And he said to him, "Listen, my friend, I've seen you coming here every night. You stand here with your candle." He said, "You know what? And it's raining and it's wet and it's cold. I mean, why don't you go home? Because do you ever think you're going to change these people here? You think you're ever going to change them?" He said, "My friend, So the man with the candle, he said, "You know what, my friend?" He said, "That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to change them. I'm here because I don't want them to change me. I'm not here to change them. I don't want them to change me." Brothers and sisters, I want you to think about what does it mean to be a Muslim living in the Netherlands, living in Holland today. What does it mean to be a Muslim living in Europe today? What does it mean? And I want you to think about this man with his candle, standing in the rain, standing in the cold, and think about what he said. "I'm not here because I want to change them. I'm here because I don't want them to change me." How do we connect what this man said with our presence as Muslims living in the West? Certainly it doesn't mean that if you just live here and you eat and you go to school and you send your children to school and you work your 9 to 5 and even you go to the masjid and you do those things. Does that mean, my brothers and sisters, is what I'm talking about? No. What I'm talking about, brothers and sisters, is a different paradigm, a different way of thinking, a way of thinking that is an intrinsic, fundamental, basic part of our religion. But it's something we've forgotten. It's something we've lost somewhere in time, somewhere in history. As an ummah, there is something we have forgotten, something we have lost. Something that used to be so fundamental, so basic, such a basic part of our religion. It was what drove the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's what motivated them and inspired them to leave Mecca, to leave Medina, and to go from one end of the world, to expend their lives, to expend their properties, to do what, brothers and sisters? Was it because they wanted to conquer lands? Was it because they wanted an Arab empire? Was it because they wanted to capture the treasures of Rome and Persia, to be rich, to be rulers, to have dominion over the earth? Is that what drove the Sahaba? That desire? Was that what motivated them? I ask you that question, brothers and sisters. And I ask you, what drives you? What motivates you? Why are you here? Why? And why did the Sahaba do what they did? I want to tell you another story about one of the companions. His name is Rabia, the famous Persian general, Rostam. He was the one who was fated to meet the Muslims in battle. And he wanted to know why. Why are these people from the deserts? Why are they fighting us? And of course, he could only understand the world through his own glasses. He could only see the world through his own perspective, his own paradigm. So when Rabia came, and subhanAllah, you imagine this scene. Rostam is sitting on a throne, and he has a carpet, acres. This carpet is huge, huge carpet, studded in precious stones. Imagine emeralds, rubies, sapphire, a carpet encrusted in jewels. And Rabia walks with his spear, digging his spear into the carpet, oblivious to all this glittering dunya. And he goes up and he sits right next to the Persian general. So his guards come and they pick him and throw him on the floor. So Rabia stands up. He said, "We used to think you are an intelligent people, but I see you are very stupid, because some of you behave as lords over the others." He said, "Anyway, I didn't come here from my own will. You asked me. Now tell me what you want." So this general, can imagine, he's shocked by this. He said, "Why are you here? What are you doing? Why are you fighting us? Why have you come from the desert? What do you want? You want camels? I'll give you camels. You want women? We'll give you women. You want money? We'll give you money. Just go back to the desert." And Rabia said these words, brothers and sisters, remember them. He said, "We have come to take people away from the worship of men to the worship of Allah. We have come to take people away from the injustice of man-made religions to the justice of Islam. We have come to take people away from the narrowness of this life to the vast expanse of this life and the next." That's why they struggled. That's why they strived. That's why they made efforts. Because they cared about humanity. They cared about humanity. They cared that humanity was in darkness, that they were away from Allah and their connection with Allah, that they had worshipped human beings whereas they should only worship Allah. They were immersed in the injustice of man-made religions, and they wanted to bring them the light and the truth and the justice that comes with following the wisdom and the knowledge that is from Allah. And people were constrained. They were constricted by this dunya, forgetting the akhirah, forgetting the meeting with their Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is a state of self-oppression and self-tyranny. And they had come to liberate people from that. Why are we here, brothers and sisters? Why are you here? What drives you? What motivates you? I want you to think about that. You see, brothers and sisters, I have a passion. That passion that I have is dawah. That passion I have is dawah. The imperative, the obligation to call those people, to let those people know who don't know what is Islam, to let them know this religion, to let them re-establish their connection with their Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the right way, in the correct way. That they could be liberated, truly liberated, not free in the sense that they call free. What is this freedom they talk about? Freedom in Rotterdam. Let me describe freedom in Rotterdam. Yeah? Freedom in Rotterdam is that you have to pay 18 euros, I think it is, for 3 minutes to park your car. Is that freedom? Freedom surely means I can park my car anywhere I like. Yes or no? So I'm not free to park my car wherever I like. I'm not free to drive my car any way I like. What does freedom mean, brothers and sisters, really? What is freedom? Really, what does it mean, freedom? It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as freedom.